Amen. Baking a cake of faith. Baking a cake of faith. When I was a kid, my little sister used to have what was called an easy baked oven. Now, although there were times we would sit in the kitchen and watch Mama how she would bake her cakes or brownies or cupcakes, at that time my sister wasn't old enough to mess with the stove. So there was only so much that she could do to help our moms out.
Come on, man. Come on, man.
She could stir the ingredients once the mix was put in the bowl. Or she may sometimes be allowed to pour what was in the bowl into the baking pan. But that's as far as she could go because she was too young to mess with the oven. So at a certain point, she would have to step back and watch my mother do the rest. But one day, she got an easy baked oven. Do you hear what I'm saying? One day, she got an easy baked oven, and with that, she could now bake her own cakes and cupcakes without intruding any longer in Mama's territory.
Come on,
I remember being happy about it myself because that meant that we could bake and eat all the cakes that we wanted to. Now normally you wouldn't catch me playing in my little sister's room because we didn't get down like that. And neither did we allow her in our room. As a matter of fact, we had a rule which was you stay out of my room and I stay out of yours. You don't touch my stuff and I won't touch your stuff. Did anybody sound familiar to anybody?
Oh, yeah. Come on.
But all that changed the day that she got an easy bake. That was the day that I thought it would be a good idea to call a truce. Because brothers and sisters shouldn't treat each other that way. If you know what I mean. So I suggested to my sister, that we should bake a cake to celebrate our new truce and the good times that laid ahead. So anyway, we got started and they had that mix in these little packages, and all we had to do was to open up the mix, put it into the little mixing pan, stir in some water, and put it in the oven until the little timer bell went off, indicating that the cake was ready and good to go. And I was so happy at first because I couldn't wait to taste it. It looked like cake. It smelled like cake. I even tried to cut it like cake. But the problem was, it didn't taste like cake. It tastes nothing like the cake that Mama's made in the kitchen. In fact, it was awful. It was bland. It was missing something. So I had no choice but to call off the truce and go back to business as usual. Because somebody had pulled the wool over my eyes. Now, even though I'm no Betty Crocker, I know when something ain't right.
Come on,
and something wasn't right about that cake. It was lacking in substance. It was missing some main ingredients, and therefore, without the needed ingredients, it did not produce what we were looking for. So when I thought about this text that is before us, it dawned on me that there are many in the church today who have this same issue when it comes to their faith. They will say that I have faith, but when it's tested and tried, it appears to be an easy baked faith. More so than the real deal. This is why I often say that a faith that can't be tested can't be trusted.
Come on, Doc.
You see, faith is anything but easy. And I know that we would like it to be easy, but the truth is that anything that is trustworthy must be tried. Many times, trials will expose us for who we really are. They will reveal the place that we really stand. In other words, trials will shine the spotlight right on your faith. D.L. Moody put it like this. D.L. Moody describes faith as illogical belief in the occurrence of the impossible. When Brother Job's faith was tried, his attitude towards God was, though he slay me, yet will I trust him. And because of that attitude, because of the attitude that Job had, Job was able to go on and say, if it takes all the days of my appointed time, then I'm going to wait until my change comes. Job's faith was not an easy faith, but he had the right ingredients to produce an illogical belief in the occurrence of the impossible. In other words, he trusted in God in spite of the odds that were against him.
Man, you teach it.
Do you hear what I'm saying? So as we look here at the text, the Hebrew writer says, now faith is the substance of things